Number 4, I want to write the equation for a parabola that has a focus at -2, 5 and a vertex at -2, 9. And you don't have to actually graph it, but I'm just including it so that it's easier to graph. So -2, 5 is my focus. My vertex is at -2, 9, which means my parabola is going to go upside down. So I have to choose between a y equals x squared graph or an x equals y squared. And since it's going up and down, it's a y equals x squared. So we're going to start with that. That's y minus k. Oops. Let me erase this. So to adjust for my vertex, my y minus k equals x minus h squared. And then I have to have a 4p in front of the unsquared term. And so my h and my k, oops, let's use a different color. So my h and my k, my focus is -2, oops, sorry, -2, or my vertex is -2, 9. That is my h and my k. So my equation, y minus 9 equals x minus a -2 squared. And then my p is my distance from here to here. And since we're going from 5 to 9, that's a length of 4. Since we're opening down, that's going to be a -4. So 4 times -4 goes here. Sorry, I ran out of space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's -16. Y minus 9 equals x plus 2 squared. Okay, number 6. Write the equation of the parabola with a focus at -1, 5 that opens to the right and contains the point 8, -7. So the first thing you really have to do is figure out a vertex, which is h comma k. If my focus is at -1, 5, we know that the distance between my vertex and my focus is p. And if your graph is going horizontally, that means that your two y values should be the same. So we can change this k to 5. And then my h plus whatever my p would be would get me to -1. So h equals -p minus 1. So my vertex is h, oops, instead of h comma k, it's going to be -p minus 1 comma 5. And I'm going to use that and my point. This is x, this is y, this is h, this is k. And I'm going to plug it into my equation 4p x minus h squared equals y minus k. Oops, sorry, not squared. Squared. So we're going to plug in everything that I have. 4p. My x comes from my 8 minus my h comes from this minus p minus 1 equals my y comes from this -7 and my k comes from the 5. So you might want to take that a minute and write that down because I'm going to have to do it on the next screen. So on the previous screen I had 4p 8 minus -1 minus p equals -7 minus 5 squared. So if I clean this up, this is 4p. I need to distribute the minus sign. So it'll be 8 minus, oops, sorry, plus 1 plus p equals -12 squared. That's 4p equals 9 plus p equals 144. I can divide both sides by 4. That gives me p times 9 plus p equals 36. 9p plus p squared equals 36. Rearrange and move the 36 over. So you might want to pause it right here and write this all down. This is just simplifying it. We're going to factor on the next screen. So p squared plus 9p minus 36 equals 0. That factors to p plus 12 p minus 3, because I have to have two numbers that multiply to be negative 36 and add to be negative 9. Add to be positive 9. So that's going to give me a p as a negative 12, and p is 3. But since we know that my graph is going to open to the right, p equals 3 has to be my p-value. So when we plug everything back in, we're going to get 12 times x plus 4 equals y minus 5, because we plugged this in to 4p. And that is my equation.